Hi everyone, hope you are having a wonderful day. This is Tony at the University of Cape Town, and we are at a 2 weeks in-person metagenomics workshop. And here I have one of our participants with us. So tell us about yourself.
Hello everyone, I am Kefentse Arnold Tumedi, coming from Botswana, and I traveled here for this 2 weeks workshop to come and learn mainly the bioinformatics
Okay,
aspect.
it's good to have you here with us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about your background. What was your sort of scientific journey? What did you study, undergrad, postgrad?
Okay. My scientific journey started at the University of Botswana, where I did my BSc in biological sciences with a major in microbiology and molecular biology. Then after that, I actually left to work. My first employer was CDC, not Africa CDC Atlanta,
Okay.
where we're doing clinical trials like the IPT, isoniazid study, 6 months versus 36 months. And then we also did the rifaquin study, where we're proposing the use of a second-line drug, moxifloxacillin, to be used as a first-line drug, so that you don't need to take medications very quickly. And my role in all these clinical trials was in the lab. I was the guy processing the samples. Then I left CDC for Botswana UPenn Partnership, University of Pennsylvania, Perelman School of Medicine, where we did a study on tracking the infection of TB in our population, where we did spoligotyping, Myru, so that we can track person-to-person spread of tuberculosis. Yes, and my role was still in the lab, where I was doing from AFB microscopy, culture, DST, and then we would go to do Hain MGR, and then we would do isolation of DNA for the other tests. Then,
Okay.
Then when I left that, I finally went to B3 to set up Botswana's first research organization that is funded by government, where I'm in the biotechnology lab.
Okay, so it sounds like you had quite a journey,
Yes.
going from doing sort of research into a more sort of corporate role where you have to, do drug discovery, do in vivo, in vitro testing, ensuring that it's safe, and then roll out these drugs to the wider public, to obviously being back at an academia institution and being able to sort of work with the government. I'm assuming the National Health
Yeah.
Division in Botswana.
No, it's not the national health. It's more the research entity. I don't know how to say the CISR equivalent, but
Okay.
it's the main research entity. And my education didn't stop there. Then I went back to the University of Botswana, where I did an MPhil,
Okay,
and then I upgraded that MPhil to a PhD.
I see.
So I'm currently a completing PhD student.
Okay, that's great.
Yes, and I'm working on molecular biology, recombinant DNA technology, where I'm making a rapid diagnostic test kit.
Yes,
Yes.
right. And then obviously being here in South Africa the past 2 weeks has been quite a big shift for you, I imagine. You're going from sort of wet lab now to everything on command line, typing codes and
Yes.
what.
Yeah. Because I actually am the first person in Botswana to sequence the coronavirus.
Yes.
And I got trained in
nice.
University of Ghana in 2018 through the TIBA program. And I actually taught other institutions like Botswana Harvard AIDS Partnership, the guys who discovered Omicron, University of Botswana, Botswana Vaccine Institute, and the other university, Botswana International University of Science and Technology. So, but my main prowess, yes, has been actually the wet lab.
Yes.
And with the bioinformatics back then, I was using a ready-made environment from the Arctic network.
Okay.
So, and I was implementing their scripts or their pipelines to be able to. But so I am not very proficient in the type of coding
Yes.
that I learned here. I learned a lot from here, and part of what I also learned is what we don't have in Botswana, like the importance of having a high performance computer. And I think cloud computing, I think going back, I will advocate for our leaders to look into establishing a center with cluster computing or resources, yes.
RAM, CPU, computing power,
Yes.
so that you are able to analyze large sample data sets.
Yes, because when I leave, I have a training. I'm going to train the Botswana National Health Laboratory staff, about 20 of them, on the wet lab and on the bioinformatics. So this training came at the right time. It is going to be implemented immediately. However, now I'm worried because of the lack of the computational resources and how I'm going to implement this training. So that's something that I need to figure out quickly, because this training happens in probably less than 2 months or so.
Yeah, so I'm assuming with the lack of infrastructure, you would have to run people's data set on their own individual PCs or laptops.
Yes.
So there's a few tools that they can use to do that. But obviously, because if you're running on your local machine, you will have a limited space issue or RAM issue. So something that would take, a few hours on a cloud might take a whole day on a laptop.
Yes.
So you do have to keep that in mind.
Yes.
In terms of, you've seen the challenges of the COVID pandemic and how many Africa regions and institutions were struggling because of lack of infrastructure,
Yes.
lack of bioinformaticians, subject matter experts. What do you think can be done to overcome these challenges?
Yeah. I think we need to train a lot more people in bioinformatics, and I think maybe, I don't know if it's possible, if people like Africa CDC and other organizations can make scholarships available for people that are interested to do maybe like a master's in bioinformatics.
Yeah.
And it could be a year long or 2 years where people come and just learn the skills. Because we have tons and tons of data sitting in servers back home from our laboratory information management systems, and which could be informing the powers that be on public health issues.
Yeah.
And without these skills of processing data and handling, we'll always be lagging behind or not knowing something that could be right there if we could organize the data.
Yeah, I think as you said adequately, we actually need to really build capacity development across the continent so that
Yes.
more people are able to have the fundamental skills of mathematician, whether it's coding, designing workflows and running workflows.
Yes.
Like that, then they can go back to their own institutions to either run their own individual training courses to upskill the
Yes.
people in the labs.
Yes, and trainings like the one that we are in help a lot, because especially in my case, you can consider me a training of a trainer, because either way I am going to have to go back and implement what I've learned and give the skills to someone else.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that my trainers will be available for me when I need help in delivering the course. Up until I'm competent enough to also be able to be there for the people that I'm training as they're training other people.
Yeah, you sort of become a node or a leader in this aspect of designing and training more individuals subsequently after you.
Yes, I think that's quite effective, and the reach of the program and of the course will be greater if you do it that way.
Yeah, so it's really important for the Africa CDC or health organizations to make resources, funding available so that more individuals can be upskilled.
Yes.
Okay, no, it's really great to hear your perspective. So in Botswana, what are some of the main pathogens or priority pathogens and challenges that you work with or deal with?
Yeah, I will say the rotavirus, especially during the rainy seasons.
Right.
Rotavirus, norovirus. And I think pre-COVID, when I went to learn to sequence, our intention was to implement sequencing technology to help us learn how the rotavirus and gastroenteritis associated viruses are evolving in the country. Because we are seeing cases where even adults who normally would not get sick from such. Now we're starting to get sick, especially in certain districts of the country.
Okay.
Yeah, as the water level goes up, we start seeing high level of infections
Yeah.
and even death, especially in children, in kids
Sure.
less than 5 years old. So I think it is important to look out for these pathogens and to really try and come up with interventions. Strategies, yes.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's about time we also help to augment or develop our microbiology labs in the hospitals and equip them, especially with sequencing, so that they are able to get a lot of data out. And they can tell AMR, they can tell a lot of things about the pathogens and about the organisms that they are working with. And I think the diagnostic aspect probably one day needs to be moved from metagenomics or just genomics to even transcriptomics, where we tell not just who's there, but what are they doing. Because when we target a disease with broad spectrum antibiotics, we kill even the good guys, the good normal flora that are supposed to be there, that maintain good health of the person. So by knowing which organism is the one that is causing disease and targeting only that, we'll be able to not destabilize the microbiome, the homeostasis and the microbiome of the person.
Yeah, I think you, just to echo on what you said, I think it's really important for institutions to be able to sequence very fast, efficient,
Yes.
but also be able to do the downstream analysis. I mean, as you learned yesterday about phylogenetics, we need to know where the lineage lies. We need to know how quickly these pathogens are mutating.
Yes.
And then, as you said, if they are occurring during a specific region or climate or weather related, if you're able to do the downstream analysis very quickly, you can come up with almost strategies or disease prevent strategies that will fit with the changing climate or region.
Yes, and phylogenetics actually also helps us to track how the disease is developing and spreading throughout the population. So it becomes easier to even contain a developing epidemic or possible pandemic. Because when you are able to track person-to-person spread, as you get more samples, more people coming in, you're able to see if indeed you have an outbreak going on. And hence why it's important to actually do the downstream analysis.
Yeah, so you can come up with better surveillance and disease prevention strategies.
Yes.
It's really important.
Yes.
So as we come sort of towards the end of this interview, I have two final questions for you.
Yes.
What advice would you have for someone who's sort of just starting their scientific career? Someone who's wanting to go into university, they want to become a bioinformatician, but they don't really know sort of the journey. What mindset do you think that person needs to have? Can you share with them some of the challenges you had to overcome?
Currently in Botswana, we don't have a lot of bioinformaticians, and we do not really have. I'm not aware of a university program back home that offers the course in the strict sense of bioinformatics.
Okay.
So that is the first challenge. So probably I would say, if you can, maybe you can finish your first degree, and then after that, look for scholarships, look for opportunities for you to study bioinformatics as a postgraduate course, either as your master's or PhD. So, and I'm hoping our universities back home will also develop their programs further to have bioinformatics programs that will.
Because there's a need for this.
There's a need,
The field is growing, the NGS technology is out there.
Yes.
You just actually need the individual to analyze these data, provide results and conclusions.
Yes.
Okay. And then in terms of, you mentioned Botswana, is there a lot of resource in this field, or is it just starting out?
I would say it's starting out. I mean, hence why I was the first to sequence the SARS-CoV-2. And we were using the Oxford nanopore technology back then.
Yes.
Now, recently, a lot of institutions have bought Illumina technologies.
Right.
So we are really starting out, and there's a lot of room for improvement,
Yes.
room to get a lot of resources, and for us to do a lot of impactful work in the field. And sequencing doesn't just stop with pathogens; it will even impact individualized medicine.
Yeah.
So it is important for us to really invest in the infrastructure and in the technology and in the know-how,
Yes.
so that we can positively impact the health of our people
Right.
in Africa.
I think that's really important perspective that you have shared.
Yes.
So I think the last thing I really wanted to ask you is, we have 4 months left of 2025.
Yes.
We have seen the emerging technology like AI.
Yes.
We're in the fourth industrial revolution. How do you think all of this is going to impact or change what you're currently doing? What do you think is going to happen in the next 3 or 5 years?
I think you are the second person to ask me that question with AI. My biggest fear, which I'm hoping is not founded, is AI replacing a lot of jobs. Because a lot of traditional jobs may become redundant or not needed as we automate. I mean, even in the lab, we are getting automated liquid handling systems.
Okay.
So, meaning that there's less human interaction with the samples even. So, be that as it may, it means there may be less jobs because of automation and AI now taking over a lot of tasks. But AI is very important.
Okay.
A lot of the things that we do will become simplified or even easier and even more possible because of AI.
Okay.
Already ChatGPT is helping us quite a lot. When you have data and you do not know how to further process it, it will give you ideas, even command scripts and other things.
Okay.
But we also not need to also invest in learning AI and understanding how it can positively impact our lives. Yeah.
Right. So essentially, AI is a tool, but you need to learn how to use this tool.
Yes.
So you need to sort of equip people with the ability to translate knowledge of using these AI tools.
Yes.
So
yes.
these automations will make some of existing jobs, obsolete. They might create new jobs.
Yes.
But you need to understand how to use this tool to
Yes.
be employed in those new
in those new jobs. Yes. Yes.
I see.
Yes.
And does the institution or the university are starting to see the importance of this, or?
Yeah, I think the entire country as a whole is starting to see the importance of AI.
Okay.
We talk about it a lot.
All right.
And we try to implement as much AI to help us do our duties or our bits.
Okay.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
No, I think that's really important. Thank you for sharing your view and perspective. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.